There are a couple of guys that the Browns defense needs to be aware of.
Well, yeah, when you look at let's say Lawrence doesn't play, Ingram is starting to come into his own. I think Ingram is just such a talented guy. The Browns need to treat him like a receiver, so maybe they go with Emerson because he's a big type receiver guy. Losing Kirk hurts them. I think you go with Ward on Ridley. Ridley hasn't met his full potential yet, but I think he can. Travis Etienne is another guy who's banged up, has a little bit of a knee, but he's a super talented guy, both in the run game and in the pass game. So if it's Lawrence, you can see them try to run the ball a little bit. I think you need to get him off his spot. If the Browns see Beathard, I think they need to make sure they take away Ingram. They need to make sure they take away that check down game. If you look when they went to overtime, he checked the ball down, hit a couple short passes, actually hit a big pass to Ridley down the field, and had him in position that got called for a hold. So Beathard is a very usable backup in the NFL. But they got to stop Ingram and they got to stop Etienne in that short passing game and in the run game with Etienne.
All right, so the first clip we're going to look at is Evan Ingram, listed as a tight end, but he's pretty mobile too.
Well, yeah, this is him on a bubble screen. So he runs bubble screens. He'll run some other flat screen. He'll run those choice routes. He'll run an over route. He's very, very talented. For me, he's not a great inline blocker. He's not a good blocker inline as Njoku. But he's a really special talent in space. And what he does is that he's going to get matched up against linebackers and safeties. And he's too big for safeties and too fast for linebackers. So the Browns have to, in my opinion, treat him like a big receiver. And that, they have that guy in Martin Emerson who can do that. I still think Browns athletically, Delpit's a good matchup. I think JOK is a good matchup. But really, they want to put a corner on this guy. This guy is super talented. Had his first touchdown of the season last week against the Bengals.
Yeah, bunch of receptions, first time he found the end zone. So there you go, Ingram, I'm with you. I think Martin Emerson, that's kind of built to match up with a guy like that. You mentioned his touchdown. Take us through this clip, this next clip that we see.
So that's a really cool play out of empty. This is going to be a tight end flat screen. So if you look out here, he's going to stay behind the line of scrimmage and actually run. It looks like an out route, but the outside receivers are blocking. And usually you do this for a small, Elijah Moore type guy. But they do it for him, and he is very, very good in space. And you're going to see the acceleration here for the touchdown. So this is a designed screen up to the top here, and he does a great job of catching the ball, getting vertical, and getting a touchdown. And again, the Browns need to treat him like a receiver.
You see some of the explosion, too, from him as he's able to kind of make a guy that took the bad angle right there pay and get into the end zone. So Evan Ingram, tight end kind of wide receiver guy that the Browns have to be very aware of. So next clip is another guy that you mentioned, Travis Etienne, and he is a little banged up, rib issues, rib cartilage issues, knee issue. Still dangerous, though.
Yeah, very explosive. So they run this speed option. They ran it with both Lawrence and Beathard, and it's just a way to get to the edge. It's also a way that you can attack. Another way you can attack the defensive end by not blocking and running option at him, hoping he comes to the quarterback, and then you can pitch it to Etienne. They did this very successfully. Again, he's very good on checkdowns. He's just as good at, I think of him as a running back, but when Lawrence is in the game, they don't want to run the ball too much. But they like this short passing game. They like this speed option game. They're very versatile in the run game. They run lots of gap scheme. They run zone scheme. They do a lot of really cool things, really innovative things on offense to try to get these guys in space. And Etienne's a guy who gets in space. Ridley's another guy they like to run reverses with, gadget plays with, jet sweeps. So a lot of guys with some speed, a lot of guys that are good in space. Browns got to make sure that they tackle well.
Yeah, and a guy like Etienne and Ridley in space, that's JOK's got to be on point, and especially with Etienne.